to have you in the studio.
It's a privilege.
Yeah,
It's a privilege.
and for some of us, we know where you come from, but a lot of people think that where from this man? He's all over the place. People still think that you didn't even deserve that communication role for the Bawumia campaign, and still they doubt it. I am sure all the things I've read about you is accurate.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
verdict.
I mean,
Star 103.5
you know, I always say that
FM.
people sometimes assume a short man is a small boy. But no, that's not the case.
Please say that again.
People assume that a short man is a small boy.
Interesting.
And that is not the case. And so usually for those of us who have the the Methuselah stature. You know the Methuselah stature?
The old stature, you know.
The one that the housing is very small.
Yeah.
And the engine is, you always have that kind of situation where people always feel that you should be the big, stout, muscular guy.
Muscular,
But it's okay.
You should be feared.
Yeah, I think it's about delivery, it's about resource. You remember Nana Akufo-Addo? He said, he's too short. It's too short to be president. He cannot be, and then he became president. And I always say that within the next 10 to 15 years, he may turn out to be one of the best presidents this country has ever seen.
When he's been chastised already, when he's been lambasted already for poor performance.
Go and check history. Go and check history. There is no president that left office without chastisement. It is always posterity that brings your name back. No president. Mention one. Even the most famous of presidents, they always exit with some backlash.
The verdict.
Until years come by before people begin to realize, their worth and their value. So, I mean, anybody chastising an Akufo-Addo is nothing new. Even Barack Obama didn't live on a good note. You understand? How did Donald Trump come back? Donald Trump left when everybody was against him. But after 8 years, he said, we want Donald Trump back. And then he's back.
Maybe they didn't have a better option.
In 2016, one of the most hated names in this country was John Mahama. In 2016. Maybe you've forgotten. You understand? But 8 years down the line, he said, John Mahama. So let's give Nana Akufo-Addo that time. I don't think any president may beat him anytime soon, because for one man to take that bold decision of saying that I would pursue the agenda of fixing the country from the very fundamentals, basics, doing the things that are not so sexy, the things that are not fanciful, the things that results will not come immediately, but I'll still do it, like getting every poor person's child into the classroom. I don't think anything will beat that. It's just a matter of time. 10 to 15 years from now, when all these children who hitherto would have remained on the street of this country begin to realize their dreams, when they begin to exit into the entrepreneurial world, their corporate world, their forming families, and they cast their minds back and recollect that, hey, but for that singular decision by Nana Akufo-Addo to make basic education all the way to secondary school completely free, so I could attend and also exit and become who I am. Until then, we will not realize it. But I think there is nothing that beats human resource development. There is absolutely nothing. There is no gift any government or president can give you that is bigger than saying, let me add value to you. Then you can realize and become whatever it is that you want to be. So let's give ourselves time. And I think these are some of the reasons why sometimes people may have their own perceptions and assumptions and prejudices about you. But eventually, time would be the best judge of exactly who you are and what you truly believe in.
Interesting. So the journey has just, begun. 45 minutes past the hour of 7. This is still The Verdict, right on Starr 103.5 FM. My name is Isaac Ade. Your contributions, your thoughts, and then possibly your question for Dennis Miracles Aboagye, who happens to be the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign. The line again is 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216. Again, 055-288-0216. And then later on the show, I get to activate the line for you to join in and then be part of the show. I mean, it's going to be a long journey. just be part of it, and you would surely enjoy it. So I see that I think there's over the weekend or so I chanced on some videos where internally some of your members, you guys had to come, together and then feast, and then I'm sure you had some chit chat about the party moving forward and all of that, especially regarding the upcoming flag bearership race. I saw the former Minister of Information, that is Fati, and then I also saw Oketechi, I saw Kwatin, and a host of other people. Why that meeting?
Well, I think
the verdict.
it was a very progressive conversation. Fundamentally, the idea is to see how we can safeguard the sanity of the campaign that we're about to run from now to 31st January. I mean, there's no doubt. Once there's competition, you'd expect that there may be jabs being thrown here and there. And so it was important that as frontliners, we have some engagement and see how we can make sure that we finish this whole process and keep our party intact, have a united front. Of course, because we are running a competitive contest, we will not be on the same side on issues. But surely we should do that devoid of unnecessary personal, attacks, personalization of the issues, insult and what have you. And I think that basically was what we sought to achieve in that. So it's a conversation that has just started. And I'm happy the feedback when people saw the visuals, so it's good. The fact that people feel that, to find these people together, dining and having conversations is an indication that we are not enemies. We are not opponents, actually. Our number one, I tell you, there is my entire life, I only have one opponent, the NDC.
Okay.
The NDC, I'll lie to you.
Okay.
I love every MPP person to the core. I'm telling you this, and I want you to put it on record. Anybody that, I am so partisan, I'm so biased towards an MPP person to the core. And so it is very difficult, extremely difficult for me to go after an MPP person. And I think that that's what all our followers should. We should realize that the MPP is like an association, it's like any fan club or association or Cape club or anything that you've joined, where you see your fellow member as a brother and as a sister, as a believer in a common goal, as a believer in a common principle. We believe in the similar or same philosophies and ideologies. And so we need to protect each other against the onslaught and the attacks of the NDC. Because I believe that the MPP is a superior party to the NDC. No doubt about that.
Okay.
The NDC are usually disruptive to the cause of this country's development, but they are quite sweet-mouthed. They are quite a bit cunning and all of that. And so we need to always stay together as a new patriotic party to face off with the NDC so we can serve this country and move the country forward. So for me, an MPP person is a brother. MPP person anywhere. You can be in Bole Bamboy, you can be in Kwandai, you can be in Savelugu, you can be in Kropon, you can be in Awin. So long as you're an MPP person, you are my brother. You get what I'm saying? And so that is the message we sought to.
So you see the NDC as opponent,
100%.
but of course not enemy.
Oh no! I mean,
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
Right.
As a Christian, and I'm a fundamental Christian. I am a baptized Methodist, confirmed Methodist. I don't bear grudges. I don't hold enemies. And that's why if you followed me, you realize that I'm a brute conversationalist. I am somebody that has that believe that everybody should speak their mind. I speak my mind brutally. I don't mince words, and I don't hold you for having a different opinion from mine. I think that everybody should have a view. And that if you have your view, you should have the liberty to express it. It doesn't have to be popular. Nobody has to accept it, but you need to accept it. So I don't have enemies. I don't keep enemies. I go to bed, I sleep, I wake up, I'm good. So the NDC cannot be my enemy, but they are my opponent. They are my fierce opponent. I want to see them fail in everything they do. You understand? All the time. Without doubt.
And obviously, they are your enemies because you want to see them fail.
No, they are not my enemies. You are my opponent. Why? When Real Madrid and Barcelona are playing, are they enemies? Don't even sometimes the players even switch teams sometimes. So, but they are not anybody. They are opponents. You see the way Rudiger plays on the pitch. But when they finish, they will hug each other and talk and all that. So for me, that is how I want all MPP people to see.
Just as you
to
did
see
with
ourselves.
Forsen. I saw you exchange, pleasantries and
Not
all
just
of that.
Forsen, Honorable Keneja
Yeah.
Pong, Honorable Brian Achiampong, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Joe Gate. We are one people, one family.
So when people say that, I mean, you should be joining the NDC because you are very vocal, you are very outspoken, you are all over, and that is the
NDC
time
is
that
a very bad political party. It's a party that doesn't have the country at heart. Take out, list all the things that this country, in terms of development, from social to hardcore infrastructure to economic to other things, and take out all the initiatives the MPP has introduced and see what will be left. Do you know how long the NDC, both the current NDC and their ancestors, how long they've been leading this country? You take out and you see what will be left. So even till today, you cannot pinpoint any significant, and the key word is significant policy or initiative that the NDC as a political party or as a group has introduced in this country. Are you aware that in this country, with the industrial gap that we have, the hole that we have to fill before we can get our industrialization, getting somewhere, is as a result of the NDC? That between 1990 or even take it to 1989, to the time they exited power in 2000, they sold over 300 factories owned by the Republic of Ghana. They set up what we call the Divestiture Implementation Committee. And what that committee simply did was that they sold our corned beef factory, they sold our mirror factory, they sold our car tire factory, they sold our matches factory, they sold our aluminium factory, they sold everything and sold it to themselves. Some of them they converted into churches. They sold our nail factories. We had 300 factories as a country. They sold all. How can I possibly be part of such a political party? No way. How can I join such a political party? This is a political party that has sent our country back almost about 40, 45 years. And we are now trying to work our way back, to our peers and to the level of our peers. Malaysia and Co, we started with them in terms of independence. Malaysia actually came to Ghana to come and pick their palm, plants from us. And today look at where they are. And we are where we are, and I continue to blame and there's no doubt about that. We are where we are because the NDC destroyed our industrial base. Not just that, even our governance. And today sometimes they make it look like they've done us a favor by bringing us back to the democratic dispensation. How did we get here in the first place? Your founder is the one who took guns and removed democratically elected,
Starr
leaders. Let me tell you,
103.5
and sometimes
FM.
people forget. There used to be a time in this country that the NDC had a policy they call search and destroy. They go after individuals and private business people and destroy their businesses. It was in this country. Our market women were lined up on the street of Accra and lashed in plain daylight. Businesses were shut down. People were kidnapped from their homes and shot in their heads. The NDC and their ancestors. You understand? So I cannot possibly be part of such a political party. I'm convinced that the New Patriotic Party is the party for the people, is the party for humanity. It is a party that thrives on free speech, party that thrives on private sector driven development, where we believe that every individual should be able to work all by himself and make money and use his own money and enjoy his money and spread it as much as he wants to spread it without any restriction or inhibitions by anybody. That for me is how human nature is structured, that every human being should be free. You should be free to do whatever you want to do. And between the MPP and NDC, it is the MPP that advances that cause of freedom for all humanity.
I'm a bit confused. You talk so good about the MPP, knowing that just in 2024 they were voted out of power. You think that the people of Ghana didn't make that right choice by voting for the NDC?
Democracy. The verdict is the will of the people. And if in 2024 the people felt that between what the NDC was saying and what the MPP was saying in terms of solutions that were needed to confront our challenges in 2024. Remember, at every point in time, our challenges are different. There used to be a time one of the biggest challenges of this country was how millions of young children couldn't pursue secondary education because they couldn't afford. By the time we got to 2024, that was no longer our challenge because the Kufuor had fixed it. You understand what I'm saying? So in 2024, I think the people of Ghana believed that whatever it is that the NDC were preaching as a solution to our challenges were the best. We cannot appraise it now. Only time will tell. So by the time we get to 2028, then there will be a proper appraisal as to whether they actually told us the truth or whatever solutions we thought they had was actually the right one or not. Then the people will take a decision. So no, I don't think the people made any mistake. It is what they think or the people believed would be the solution to the challenges. And that is why if you look at it, about 56% of the people said we think the NDC had the best solutions. And about 41.7% feel that no, the MPP had the right solutions. But only time will tell. But I am convinced, knowing what the issues are, understanding what the challenges are, and knowing some of the porous nature of some of the solutions the NDC were proposing, then I'm convinced that really they have nothing to do. They are just disrupted. They've just disrupted our progress, and that they are a very disruptive interlude to where we're heading towards. It's already spanning out. I'm sure you've seen the 24-hour economy document that they launched. The fundamental of the 24-hour economy was that there was going to be a 3-shift work system. Is that not the case? Is that not what they told you? To the extent that even when we were debating with them, that there's nowhere in the world that you have a 24-hour work economy running all over the country. That the 24-hour economy is a push and pull situation, a demand and supply situation. That when the people are in demand of it, you don't even need to force the private sector person to run 24 hours. They said, no. We are going to trigger for the businesses and even public sector. They've said that when you go to civil service, why is it that the ministries have closed? And that there will be one person coming in the morning, closing the afternoon.
They need to run 247.
You saw the document. Did you see it in there? Because it's not true. It's not real. There is nowhere in the world that you have a 24-hour economy thriving everywhere in the country. That is why we told them that even as at 2024, when you were preaching this, 24-hour economy was already in play. Also, Oxford Street, they never sleep. Do you know Atemuda in East Legon? Yes. The Lagos Avenue, they never sleep. It is not because any government has gone to Lagos Avenue or also Oxford Street to go and do anything extraordinary. It is because the demand is there. That so long as the watcher seller has his watcher by the roadside at 2 a.m. around the Dankwa circle,
and people still consume
she would cook. But they said, no, we are going to give them electricity we are going to give them subsidized electricity at a certain time, then it will encourage them. I told them, no, it doesn't work that way. Because if I produce this water, and when I produce 20 boxes, they buy all by 12 p.m., you will not have to give me any electricity. I will produce 40 boxes so that the 20 will sell by 12 p.m. and I'll sell the extra 20 by 6 p.m. That's the case. In that same vein, if by 7 p.m. I have people calling me for the water, I will still continue to produce. Because don't forget, if I need 10 people to produce 20 boxes, and then all the 20 boxes sell by 12 p.m., I would employ 10 more people to come and produce between 12 and 6 p.m. and sell.
I wouldn't need extra support.
I wouldn't need you. But even if you give me the electricity for free, and I produce 60 boxes and nobody buys it, you think I would need your electricity? Because if I produce and nobody is buying, I won't need your free electricity. That is what 24-hour economy is all about. And that is why even if you go to the US, even in the heart of America, Washington, D.C., the biggest of malls would have closed by 8 p.m. But when you go to NYC, on the streets of New York, Times Square, they will be open.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that is how it works. But they insisted that the watches seller around Lakeside will sell watches. The national chairman said that they've organized on the Techima Highway will operate. The president actually said that clubs will operate 24 hours. That in the morning, clubs will still be operating. He said it at their manifesto launch. And I said it was absurd. It didn't make sense. It didn't make no sense. Why would a club owner open his club in the morning at 11 a.m. when there's nobody in there? But today, if the club opens at 10 a.m. and there will be people in there, they won't wait for you to come and give them any incentive. Indeed, if you come and force me to take your incentive, your free electricity or your subsidized electricity, do you know what I would do? Because I know that it is only 20 that I can sell. If you tell me that, okay, you operate at 1 a.m. so that I can give you subsidized electricity, I'll just cut my production in the morning. The one that I used to produce 20, I'll just tell the 10 people that, Charlie, 5 of you should come in the morning. The other 5 come at 1 a.m. The same human resource I'm using, the same production, zero sum effect. But here we are. They sold it to the people. The people believed it. We told the people what we believed was feasible or not. It didn't work. we wait for the results in 2028.
Let's still come back. I mean, this is quite interesting, but let's still come back to the free SHS policy, which of course a lot of people benefited from. You know, parents, students across, and all that. A lot of people have said that chunk of the energy and then resources went into that at the expense of other sectors, crumpling the economy. Was the reason why they had to just vote you out, because you focus so much on free SHS, leaving the other sectors to suffer.
No government in the world, not even this government, is going to be able to deal with all our challenges and issues at the same time. Nana Akufo-Addo had one fundamental belief. His view is that the country cannot continue to churn out hundreds of thousands of young people on the street with no hope, no dream, no plan every year, and think that they will have a future. So if for example, in 4 years, you are churning out 3 million young people who are unable to continue their education. So after GHS, nobody knows what happens to them. They are terminated and they are on the street. You are not developing your country. You can build roads, you can build even shipping lines, you are doing nothing. Because by the 20th year, you would have churned out over 10 million people who have no future, no value. And so by the time you realize, you have created more unproductive citizens, and the productive ones are like this, and it will tilt the balance against you. And so if Nana decided to focus on making sure that every household is able to get well-educated young people with value addition, that is the way to go. If we needed to have a long-term sustainable plan towards our development, then what we need to do is to build our human resource. When you build your human resource to the point where the value addition is there and you have a certain standard, all other things will follow through. And so he made no mistake whatsoever if his focus was on free SHS. And that's why I keep telling you that the free SHS decision was a big decision. It's not a decision that is being taken by faint-hearted leaders. Okay. I don't think it's the kind of decision that an NDC leader will be able to take because it's not sexy. It's not a kind of decision that people, in our part of the world, elections is about what people are saying. Oh, this is an interchange. Oh, this is a road. Oh, this is a school. Let's go and vote for them. But when you are investing in the people, you need these people to go the full length and get to the end of whatever investment you are doing in them, then they will become your ambassadors. Trust me and put it on record. 10, 15 years from now, Akufo-Addo is going to have millions and millions of ambassadors speaking for him and testifying for what it is that he's done for them. But for Akufo-Addo, some families never had hope. Akufo-Addo is the only reason why in some families, for the first time in the history of their lives, they have a child in the university. A lot of them by basic school, they are done.
The verdict.
Have you ever seen that documentary about that boy from Adeso? The boy went to Brunei University and became a first-class student. That boy defined free SHS. I will try and get you the definition. But it's an equalizer. That is how he defined free SHS. That it is the perfect equalizer. That is the only way you can have a poor man and a rich man's son sitting in the same room. Education. And so if you have a country where every year you have hundreds of thousands of your citizens not being able to get into the classroom, and only the rich or the privileged, those who can afford that in the classroom, what are you doing? If you build the roads, build the schools, build the hospitals, and your citizens are being left on the street, what are you doing? Today, for the first time in our history, those who are going to write WASSE, girls in the secondary schools going to write WASSE are more than the boys. Something we've never seen before. Do you know why? Because in this country, for the poor persons, when the children complete GHS and they have to continue, they always sacrifice the girl child. If I don't have money to pay for both, the girl child will remain at home and then the boy will go. But because of free SHS, every girl child is in the classroom. And that is why the girls now who are writing WASSE this year are more than the boys. You know that already in our population, the female population is more than
yeah.
So wasn't it strange that we had the population where females were more than males, and yet when you go to the classrooms, girls in the class were less? That has been balanced out. Nana Akufo-Addo has ensured that nature has taken its right course in the classroom. That testimony will not come now. It will not happen now. But I pray that Akufo-Addo lives long enough. He lives long enough to see the output of the investment is made in this country. That is the biggest initiative by any government since independence, free senior high school.
But you see, so after secondary school, what becomes of all these students? No tertiary policy, no job opportunities. lies their faith? Where do they go after secondary school? Does it just end there?
That is why Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was doing all at the same time and building it small. So I tell you what, when Akufo-Addo was doing free SHS, do you know what he did? He realized that if you're going to churn out high-valued human resource, you need to make sure that the industries are ready for them. And that's why he introduced one district, one factory. That is why he introduced the automotive sector program, transformation program, where as we speak today, eight global brands are in Ghana assembling vehicles here. And when he was doing that, you know what he was doing? He was revamping the technical vocational training program, where when you go to our technical schools today, they are no longer doing the technical skills where they are using hack and saws and hammers and everything, but they have state-of-the-art equipment in the classrooms, so that those who are studying mechanical engineering are using simulated labs which will prepare them for the automotive industry or sector that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was preparing and waiting for them. That for me is thinking. Like I said, it won't be realized now. You will not appreciate it today, but in the long term, I keep insisting, Akufo-Addo is going to be hailed as one of the best presidents this country has seen.
So he took bold decisions.
Absolutely. It's a kind of decision where
the NDC,
No, you will suffer the consequences Akufo-Addo suffered because it's slow. It is slow. It doesn't happen at once. And so by the time you are going into the next elections, the people haven't seen what you have done. So you are likely to suffer for it, like we did. And so some people, and that's why people never took that decision. Ever since Nkrumah, no government was bold enough to take this kind of decision because, Charlie, as you are going to take the decision, by the time you are done by the time you have your first batch of free SHS student writing exams, you are in the next election. Who cares?
Exactly. Didn't you study the market? How Ghanaians possibly even think about some of these policies, knowing that they don't have that time to wait until after 10, 15 years? You should have done something to just please them. Something.
Akufo-Addo decided not to do that. That is why he suffered the consequences that he suffered. But the reason why he's comfortable today is because he knows that what I did was the right thing to do, and that posterity will be kind to him. That is what leadership is all about. You don't have to be selfish as a leader.
All right, so this is still the verdict right here on the flip side of the console. I have Dennis Miracles Aboagye. I mean, former MC. Those of you who don't know, former MC. You think he's just all over the place talking and all that, but he's done a lot, so much for himself. Former MC. So that's Dennis Miracles Aboagye, Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign. I've got lots of comments coming through. Let me see if I can read a few of them, and then we get to proceed with the program. This is still the verdict right here on Starr 103.5 FM. My name is Isaac Adair. So this is coming from Suglo Yusuf. He says, my greetings to the incompetent president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay. And then Gumzoya Bazumti. Good submission by Dennis Aboagye. It says more fire. And then Luis Anochi, the visionary Dr. Bawumia is our surest best. And then Luis Anochi, great submission. Ebefa Media GH says Dennis Miracles Aboagye will use his gimmick tools to convince people for Bawumia, but MFY Ken Ejapon is the chosen one. We'll get to that Bawumia conversation very, very soon. And this coming from Benis Isuako Pra. She says, people assume that a short man is a small boy. And that is coming from...
That's a wrong assumption.
So he's trying to demystify that, of course. So people assume that a short man is a small boy. This will go very far, I believe. And then Boache Prince also comes to say, Dr. Bawumia remains the best to lead. Kwafo Manuel says, speak about your candidate and leave us. Uncle Ato, I hope this is not the Uncle Ato musician. Okay, so Ghanaians are calling for a pragmatic leader like Ken Ohini Ejapon as our president. And then he comes back again to say, Ken is not a certain man, but rather truthful man with quick action. The man Ghanaians want after Mahama. And then Boache Prince comes, to say, Nana Addo is vindicated, Cecilia is exonerated. And then Nate also says, thank God Madam Cecilia Dapa has been exonerated. So Emmanuel Connie Mensah also says, keep the good works. And then Nana Efa says, Ken, best man 2028. Boache Prince, great submission, great communicator. Dennis, enjoying the show. This is coming from Benis Isuako Pra, and this Noel Edu James also says DMB 2028. Great communication by Dennis Miracles about the comment, the baby. But I'll make time and then clear all of them before the show comes to an end. This is still the verdict right here on Starr 103.5 FM. On the flip side, I have Dennis Miracles Aboagye, the director of communications for the Bawumia campaign. He's a very strong man. He's a very, very, very strong man. And when people say, Dennis, when people say that you didn't cut for that job, that communication job for Bawumia, it's like you came to scatter everything. When even MPP was losing, you were so confident enough to say they were winning in the 2024 election. When people say you didn't deserve that position, what will be your take on that?
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. You know, when you lead in something, the outcome is to win. If you don't win, and also remember that in everything that you do, you have two categories of people. Those who would, urge you on, hail you and encourage you. And there are those who are like, nah, it should have been me. It should have been, this person. It should have been that person. And those people, if it doesn't happen, like what you were all looking for doesn't happen, be rest assured that they will not let you go free. What you do in that situation is to use that to encourage yourself and say, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's win. Because eventually when you win, then you shut them up. I think that's what we are focused on right now. We're focused on ensuring that we win election 2028. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia becomes president and deliver to this country what it is that he has inside of him. When we get there, it's not about miracles. I don't matter in all of these things. I don't matter at all. I don't matter. The person that matters is the MPP. The person that matters is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, having the opportunity to also show this country what it is that he's made of. But me, no, forget about me. I don't matter. I'm only contributing my bit. Do your part as well, and let's work together to get to the destination.
So if one day Bawumia says, please step aside for another person to assume your position,
why not? I've done so. In 2020, I was MC.
Yes.
3 months to election in August, I was fired by the president. Yes. Did you hear me cry or complain? But 2022, the president called me and gave me another responsibility. So I have seen it all. Like I've been there, I've been in there,
out, in there,
I understand. So think about it. I was polling station youth organizer, I was polling station chairman, constituency deputy youth organizer, constituency youth organizer. So, like we've been doing this for...
Since,
you understand? So if we never quit at that time, why do you think we'll quit now? No.
I think from 2008, right? 2007,
even
2008.
If we even bring student politics, that's like 2001 for me. You understand? When I was 17, you understand? Mine is not about titles. It doesn't matter to me. Mine is about what I am contributing to my party. I don't care. Make me the clean, I'll clean. You understand? Make me the table or chair arranger, I'll arrange it. You understand? That is my encouragement to every single party person across the country. Contribute your little quota. Contribute your bit. If today Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia asks me to be the guy that cleans the car before the car moves, I'll do it with all excitement. You understand? If I move on from there to go and be the guy that fixes the car tire, I'll fix it with all excitement. Mine is to serve the MPP and serve it well wherever I find myself in my best ability as possible. In my best ability as possible, with the ultimate aim of ensuring that success becomes the ultimate goal for the MPP. If we don't succeed, like we didn't succeed in 1996, and we came back fighting in 2000 until we won in 2000, like we didn't succeed in 2008, but we fought till we came back in 2016. That is exactly how we are going to fight and come back in 2028. We are not going to stop. Nothing will stop us.
And you think that is not far-fetched?
No, it's not. Why is it far-fetched?
You think that the MPP is coming stronger in 2028?
The people of this country
when already, the NDC government is enjoying some goodwill.
You remember in 2020? You remember in 2017 when we came to power? When you go to social media, I don't know what we used to write. NDC good. The way things are going, the NDC good. In fact, in 2020, if you recollect, 2020, even inside December, on a Sunday evening, everybody in this country has a Kufuor on their WhatsApp profile. You remember? On their WhatsApp status. When the Kufuor used to do fellow Ghanaians and all. Nobody, in fact, who even imagined that Mahama would ever become president again after 2016? He lost the election by close to 1 million votes. At that time, it was unprecedented, wasn't it? At that time, nobody had lost elections by that margin. And hey, how can you lose election by 1 million? Then you come to win. But here we are. It's about hard work. It's about commitment. It's about dedication. It's about clarity in thought. It's about clarity in vision. It's about ability to let the people see what it is that you embody, you embody, and what it is that you represent. That is exactly what Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is ready to do with the MPP party, to present ourselves to the people of this country in a way and manner that will let the people realize that these are the things that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has for the country, and we should give him the opportunity to also show us what it is that he's made of.
What do you see in Dr. Bawumia that other people don't see? So the flag bearership contest is around the corner, somewhere next year, and you are still the communications director for that campaign. Yeah. What do you see in Dr. Bawumia that we don't see? You think that he's the man for Ghana, even before that, for your party and then for Ghana?
So let me deal with the party first. So with the party, all of us across the country, party people, we have just one basic objective. We want to win the elections. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you are handsome, you are not, you are short, you are tall. We don't care. You can be whatever you are. You can be Bill Gates, Elon Musk. You can be the poorest. We don't care. Who can win us power in 2028? And that is what we are using to pick the next flag bearer for the party. There is no doubt. There is absolutely no doubt that that person is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia.
Oh, interesting.
You see, Dr. Bawumia is the most prepared candidate. He's the most prepared candidate amongst all those who are running. He is the most formidable of all the candidates who want to be leaders of this party. And Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is the winnable candidate of all those who are running for the
What makes him winnable?
So you see, you are going for a presidential elections as early as in the next 1,209 days. As early as in the next 1,209 days. You would need to present a candidate that everybody is ready to, let me say, everybody identifies with. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has been at the forefront of this country's politics in the last 16 years amongst those who are running. Like all those who want to be flag bearer for the MPP, none of them has been front line than Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, because he has been running mate for 4 elections, and he has been presidential candidate for 1 election. No other candidate has that record. What it means is that he is well prepared. He's thoroughbred
and marketed already
for the contest. He's well marketed. He's known by name, known by face. He has been to every constituency at least 5 times. You can wake up a 2-year-old child today and ask him who is Dr. Bawumia, and he can tell you, he can point his picture to you. As a political party who is ready and poised to win the immediate elections, you need that kind of leader. You need that kind of flag bearer. Because you see, you may not have enough time. You may not have enough time to be able to position somebody to get to that level as Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is. There's no doubt about his formidability. For us as a party, we take so much pride and delight in individuals and members who are able to stand up to our opponents. Who is this person that has never been afraid of the NDC? Who is this person that has taken on the NDC without looking back, without even thinking about himself first? Let me remind you of something. You recollect that throughout the Nana Akufo-Addo's government, you never hear anybody mention Akufo-Addo's government. They will say Akufo-Addo Bawumia government.
Yeah,
you know it's quite Akufo-Addo Bawumia.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear Rollins Mills government? Did you ever hear Mills Mahama government? Did you ever hear Mahama Emisata government? But it was always Akufo-Addo Bawumia. Forget about the past. Today, when was the last time you heard somebody say Mahama Nana Jane government before? So why do you think that when it was Bawumia's turn, all of a sudden the vice presidential role became so prominent? It was because of how he put himself out there and faced off with the opposition NDC. That he had no choice. Even today, that we are yet to get our flag bearer, you hear the NDC always mentioning his name. So for us as a political party, we are looking for that man that is willing and has proven to always put himself in a line of fire for the party. Always be at the battlefront for the party. And that person is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. If not for anything at all, ask yourself, why did he become so prominent as a vice president? And that in the history of this country, no vice president can be compared to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia in terms of presence, in terms of visibility, in terms of delivery. Nobody, none, zero. Because already you are aware.
Mahama, Aliu, Mahama, and all those people can be compared to Bawumia.
Tell me, you yourself, your candidate.
Really, Miracles?
Ask your support producer. Ask him. He's here. Ask him.
Really?
No, but he's here. Ask him. Let me tell you, John Jinapo. John Jinapo, who is the spokesperson of John Mahama. I have it on video. I can send you the video that you play. They asked him, what does your boss do? That time he was the aide. He was the spokesperson of Vice President Mahama. He said, Professor Mills is handling the economic issues and the big issues. This is him. I'm quoting him. And, my boss, the Vice President, is handling the social issues like attending ceremonies and speech and prize giving days. These are John Jinapo's words. And this is John Mahama when he was Vice President. That was what he was reduced to. And that was what he was doing. But you cannot say the same for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. So his formidability is without doubt. Now, of all the people who want to be flag bearer of the MPP, there is no doubt that if you are looking for one person that, okay, let's assume they are all on the same wavelength. But which one gives us the better chance of winning? And please, I pick my words carefully.
Better chance of winning.
Better chance of winning. It means that everybody has a chance of winning. You know that it's a contest. But when you are going to weigh your risk, you can tell that, okay, you can win. But if we don't know the future and we are going to pick one, let's look at the variables. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has run an election, at least, amongst all the people. Now, when we are running elections, politics is science. I am a political science student from Legon, and it's established that politics is science. Now, in elections, there are trends, there is data, there are historical records. So the data is there. It's pointing to one side. The historical records is pointing to a certain direction. You cannot leave that and go and follow assumptions. The assumption is that any of the candidates can win. That's a big assumption, isn't it? The assumption is that any of the aspirants wanting to be flag bearer of the MPP can actually win.
They have the potential of winning.
You can come and get 80%. You can come and get 90%. You can come and get 70%. But you could also get 20%. You can get 10%, can't you? You can get 15%. That we don't know because we are assuming. But there is a fact that we know. The fact that we know is that in Ghana, apart from John Mahama, His Excellency, that went into an election as an acting president and won for the first time, nobody in this country has run as president for the first time and won. That is what the electoral history tells us. The electoral history tells us that Atamels, when he came to run for the first time against Kufuor, who was running for the second time, lost. Then Atamels lost again against Kufuor in 2004. Then Atamels was running for the third time in 2008 against Akufo-Addo running for the first time, and Akufo-Addo lost. Then Akufo-Addo ran again in 2012 against an acting president, John Mahama, and lost again until you won in 2016. The history is clear. The electoral trend is clear.
So you want to follow history as far as Bawumia is concerned?
Is it not? If you are going to weigh your risk,
interesting.
If you are going to weigh, let's say you have no other variable, and you are going to weigh your risk, logically, wouldn't you go for history and data and electoral trends than to go for a wild guess?
So if you are following this trend, that means that Bawumia would going to lose again, and then possibly will give him a mandate the third time.
No, if you follow this trend, what it means is that the NDC are bringing a new candidate. So between the NDC and MPP, presenting Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia gives us a better chance to win, because the NDC are coming with the historical background of a first-time candidate who is not likely to win. That's what history tells us. That's what the electoral trends tells us. And you know why? Because in elections, visibility matters.
Yeah.
In election, brand equity matters. In election, brand positioning matters. In election, name identification, image identification matters. The NDC would be coming into these elections with an incumbency background. Remember, they have all the state machinery, the state resource and everything. That puts us in a disadvantage. Now, where do we get our advantage? We only get our advantage when we bring a candidate that the people already know. A candidate that has already traveled the journey before. Because they are bringing a completely fresh candidate. Now, if they have the incumbency advantage and they are bringing a fresh candidate, and you also bring a fresh candidate, what is your advantage? What you have done is that you have blown that only strength that you get over the NDC. Because you see, the only strength that the MPP has over the NDC in the next election is the fact that they are changing their candidates. For a very long time, almost about 12 years in this country, the NDC has been saddled with John Mahama. And it has been a John Mahama brand identification, top of mind. For the first time in about 12 years, John Mahama is gone. Now they have a Herculean task to present a new face and a new image. What does the history tells us when it comes to elections? If you come for the first time, the Ghanaian people are not likely to give you the opportunity. You know why? Because the Ghanaian people have become very discerning. They need to soak your message. They need to soak your vision. They need to buy into your ideas and be sure that you can deliver before they give you the opportunity. So that is where the NDC is weakened.
The verdict.
Now, that is where our strength is, and that lies in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. If you drop Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and you give the NDC an equally new candidate, now the NDC has an advantage because they are already coming with the default incumbency advantage. And you have a new candidate, and they have a new candidate. They will beat you to death. There's nothing you can do.
I mean, come to think of it, some names have popped up already. Of course, we can ascertain that these are the names, I mean, that will be standing in for the NDC. But names like Nketia, talking about Seydou Nketia, General Mosquito, and for some people, even Julius Debra, for some people. Let's say if you are working with Seydou Nketia, you think that, yes, of course, he's going to become the new candidate for the NDC. But of course, he's known, he's out there already. People know him and what he can do. You think that if Seydou Nketia and then Mahmoud Bawumia stand to compete for the same slot, you think that Mahmoud Bawumia will be able to win over Seydou Nketia?
The two most popular politicians in Ghana who are actively playing in Ghana's politics is John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There's no doubt about it. The two most popular in this country today is John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. John Mahama is done. He's gone. The most popular frontline politician in Ghana today is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And guess what? Amongst all those who want to run to be president, both from MPP and NDC, the only person that any Ghanaian can recollect on top of mind what his vision is, what his plans are for every sector is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He will beat anybody that comes from the NDC.
Including Seydou Nketia, the General Mosquito.
Hands down. Without that, what is Dr. General Mosquito's vision and plan for Ghana?
For now, he's the chairman for the NDC.
Absolutely. So he is now going to be elected and now going to spend his time to try to articulate and sell himself. Is that not the case?
You don't fear the candidature of, Seydou Nketia?
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia already has the confidence of about 41.7% of the Ghanaian voters. It means that without any doubt, if everything should hold constant,
you're only going to add on.
That's what it is. That's the truth. That's the truth. So all you need to do is to be able to convince an additional 9% and give them very good reasons why this time round they should test your vision for the country. I don't think you want to blow that and throw that away for a wild guess, a wild assumption. You understand what I'm saying?
When you have the likes of Kennedy Japan, the engineer, and all the people who have decided, and even the former education minister, Dr. Chum, all these great guys, you think that Mahmoud Bawumia still stands that chance to become the flag-bearer for the MPP?
Remember what I told you earlier. Anybody running for an election can win. Remember? Everybody could win the elections. So you go for the one that has the brightest chance to win. So I would never say that you can win. You can even run as an independent candidate. The assumption is that you could win because independent candidates can also win elections sometimes, that's not the case. But do you realistically believe that if you should run as an independent candidate in this country, you can win? You could. Big assumption. But do you realistically believe you can win? So all the names you are mentioning are people who could actually win an election. But realistically, if we are talking about winning an election in 2028, and we are looking for the brightest opportunity, the fastest path to winning for the MPP, surely Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has an edge over them. But that is without any prejudice to whatever their capacity or capabilities are. Simply the case that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been well prepared. He has all the indicators that makes him winnable and is a bit more formidable than the rest.
I want to activate the line for our listeners to call into the show. The phone keeps buzzing and the message over 100, over 120. I didn't know you had a lot of people really, following you like that. But you can call. That is 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216, or 0535-183317, 055-288-0216, or 0535-183317. 17. Hello, good evening.
FM.
Evening.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling from? And then your
My
contribution,
name
please.
is Gosu. I'm calling from Osu.
Go ahead, please.
Please, I want to talk to Miracle.
Go ahead, please.
I wanted to ask him who sold Ghana golden tulip and Vodafone.
So, in conclusion, what do you want to achieve with this particular question?
He was saying NDC was the only people who set up diversity and sold all Ghana companies. That's why I'm asking him that question.
That's fine. Thank you so much for this call. I'm
You're
grateful.
welcome.
All right. So you can also join us. But quickly, I want you to come in before the next call comes
See,
through.
that's the point I always made. If the NPP was in power in the 90s, we would not have set up a diversity implementation committee to sell off. First of all, go and check all those Ghana Telecom golden tulip. They were not sold out. The government brought in a private sector partnership to still operate and make sure that those entities run. So Ghana Telecom was not sold off like the way the canneries and the World Miracle Chapel at Jowulu.
Yeah.
It was a corn beef factory. Today it's a church. Ghana Telecom is not a church, is it? It is still running with government shares and government interest even to date.
All
So
right.
that's the difference between the MPP and NDC.
Right. So, hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Please, your name and where you are calling from.
Henry Koforidia.
Please go ahead.
A miracle, you have spoken very well. In fact, I want to have personal talk with you. You are doing great a job for your party. But then I want that the cohesion between the candidates should be more fostered so that you will have a stronger stand. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call, and I'm sure they've started this conversation already. They met over the weekend and then had a chit chat amongst themselves. Let's see how that pans out in the future. So you can also call 0552880216 or 0535183317. Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
Hello, my name is Joseph Amate. I'm calling from Pong.
Go ahead, please.
Please, I want to first of all recommend writer Dennis Miracles Aboagye for the good work he's doing, and also please I want to link up with him if there's an opportunity. I'm calling from Dr. Bawumia camp.
All right, thank you very much. So he's heard you. Let's see what happens afterwards. So you can also join in 0552880216 or 0535183317. 0552880216 or 0535183317. I want you to re-echo some of the things Bawumia stands for, especially to the delegates of the MPP.
So like I've said earlier, Bawumia is basically giving us the brightest chance to win the elections. I mean, that's fundamental. You can be whatever you are. If you cannot give us the power in 2028, it's of no use to the party. And basically, that's what Bawumia is. That he's the man that has gone into the battlefield before, came back bruised, and is fired up to go and win. That's him. Like he's seen it all. He's not now going to learn. Bawumia is not going to use the 2028 election to learn any new thing. He's basically learned all the lessons. He's seen it all. He's been on the battlefield. He's seen it. He's seen the pitfalls. He's seen the places where you can fall, the places where you can slip, the places where you need to climb. He has that blueprint. And so if we want to win 2008, we cannot hazard any other choice than Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And think about it. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ran elections for the first time and he did 41.7%. Go and look at the records from the past. 41.7% against a former president, against a person that has run elections in 2012, 2016, 2020, and was running elections for the fourth time. That is who Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia went against, and he did 41.7%. Now, because he has learned the road and been on the journey, he's quite clear in his mind where he needs to stop, where he needs to run, where he needs to jog in order to be able to get that additional 9% to become president in 2028. If you drop Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you are simply saying, bring somebody who is now going to ask, how do we do it? oh, last time we did it like this. Oh, you know when we last time it was like this. Oh no, you don't need that in the 2028 elections. Maybe you would need that for a long-term elections. But if the idea is to win 2028 elections, then there is no time. There is absolutely no time to hazard a completely new candidate. And then you come to the other key attributes of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You see, a lot of people do not realize that in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we have a fine line between a technical person and a politician. This is a kind of personality we haven't had in this country for a very long time. Usually, it's the hardcore, thoroughbred politicians who have been leading us.
From grassroots,
yes,
and all that.
In Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we have that fine line between technocrat, and a politician. The closest this country ever came to was Professor Mills. That was the closest this country ever came to. We need to give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia an opportunity to show this country what it is that he's made of. He's a very intelligent man, an extremely intelligent man. An extremely intelligent man. He's a man who is able to think years ahead of his time. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been thinking and planning generations ahead of where we are today, trying to position Ghana in a way that will make you and I competitive in the global space. That when you have an 18-year-old boy from Ghana finding himself on the street of Oxford Street in the UK or in London, that 18-year-old boy would not feel lost. That he would be able to fit in perfectly as if he's still on the street of Accra, because Ghana would have gotten to that stage. That is the kind of Ghana Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants to build for us, in spite of all the challenges. Don't get me wrong. It is not as if there are not going to be challenges or difficulties, but he's envisioning a Ghana where we should be able to position our country in a way where our children will be able to rub shoulders with every child anywhere in the world. He is extremely human-centered. Like, he has a lot of respect for human beings. He listens a lot. He engages a lot. Under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia presidency, you should expect a presidency where every Ghanaian is making a contribution into the governance of the country wherever you find yourself, so that we can all better our lives and grow together. You're not going to have a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia presidency where a few are growing and the masses are left behind. That is not what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is envisioning, and that is what makes him unique from the lot. He's decisive. You see, in his inner circles amongst his friends, they call him the silent, assassin. Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would, you would think that he's not hearing you, he's not speaking much, he's not talking, but he's giving you results. He would smile with you, but you have to do what it is that we all have to do. We would smile and laugh later, but this is what we have to do. He's a believer in you don't have to shout to lead. You don't have to scream to lead. He is a believer in you don't have to insult to lead. You don't have to let your voice be so loud before you lead. You can be silent and assertive. You can be calm and lead. You can be calm and assertive. You can be calm and get results. That is the kind of leader Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is, and that is the kind of leader the Ghana we are envisioning, needs going into the future. His level of humility, his level of respect, his level of responsibility as an individual who believes that when I'm given a job to do, I must do it nonetheless, that in spite of all the challenges that will come with it, mine is to deliver the end goal for the people. That's the kind of person Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is, and surely that is the kind of leader we need going into the future. So
let me still do a few comments here, and then we'll continue. So for those of you who still want to call, you can please call 0552880216 or 0535183317. So this is coming from Abdul Razak. He says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the obvious choice to lead the MPP. And then Morris says the only person who can win elections is Bawumia. And then Ado Ose also comes here to say, keep up with the good work, Dennis Miracles Aboagye. And then Samuel Tebuda says, we are not just going to elect an ordinary flag bearer for the party, but a presidential candidate who has a better chance of winning the 2028 general elections. Kudos to Miracles Aboagye. In fact, I will name my child after him when my wife gives birth to a baby boy. Hey, how does it feel that someone wants to name the child after you?
It's a good feeling. You don't want to go to a cafe note. I think I have so far have about 9 people.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are 9 kids who are
they've named their children after you.
Yeah, some have The girls are named Denise Miracles.
Quite.
You know, it's a very good feeling. I have a lot of children up there. You know, I think it's a good feeling, and it's an honor.
Great. So, Kwafu Manuel says, "Stop the lies, Miracles." Okay, and then just after praising him, another person says, "Stop the lies." Anyway, that's how it goes, you know. So, Emmanuel Owusu says, "Okay, just an emoji who is in an excited mood." And then Uncle Ato comes back to say, "Ghanaians are calling for a pragmatic leader like Kennedy Japan and all that." So, let me go down. There are lots of messages. Let me see if I can pick all of them and then read all of them. Emmanuel Connie Mensah says, "Keep the good works." Luis Anochi says, "Bawumia is coming." Deep thinking submission. Bawumia is coming. And then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia remains the best to lead. Now, let's come back to some national conversation, especially regarding the Pokwase in Saom stretch. So the finance minister, I've heard him say that some monies were allocated, to construct that particular road, but the monies are nowhere to be found. And Ghana should give them some time. I'm talking about the NDC and that they are going to fix it. But they keep blaming the MPP for not fixing that road before they left power. Your candid opinion on this?
I don't know why the finance minister is talking plain.
Please, before you come in, I'm sorry. Let me just pick this quickly. Hello, good evening. Sorry that I kept you waiting, but what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Dakwata. I'm calling from Kisama.
Please go ahead.
Please, I want to ask the panelists there that MPP is calling for pardon for his people. And Hossein Adoye said that the time that he will spend to join MPP, he will join different party. What is his thought about that one?
Sure, thank you very much. So that conversation will be had, of course, before the end of the show. But let's quickly do the Pokwase conversation, and then we'll come back to this one.
Let me answer this one. It's
all right.
Very important.
Yes.
So first of all, nobody is even asking Hossein Adoye to come into the NDC.
So he says he will never,
because he's not part of the,
never come back to the MPP.
Amnesty. He's not part.
Of course, and they would have to reapply.
Yes, so nobody is even invited.
Because they left, they were not suspended.
So you see, we should put it on record that nobody, in fact, the MPP doesn't expect Hossein Adoye to come back. You see, in a group, you would want people who are bringing positive energy. If you have Starr FM, okay, an organization like this, and you have one of your staff leave, and your staff after leaving is always bad mouthing you, would you ever want the staff back?
Not at all.
Exactly. You would want a team that is pursuing a common agenda. I don't think there's anybody in MPP
and
that
very professional enough.
Yes, I don't think there's anybody in MPP right now that will say that we want Hobson back.
Really?
No, why?
But political parties, it's about the numbers.
Positive numbers.
Really?
Otherwise,
so in politics, you are dealing with positive numbers and negative numbers?
No, positive
Miracles Aboagye?
Yeah, positive numbers only.
Really?
No politician would want a negative. Do you know what one negative energy can do to? One negative energy can disrupt thousands of your people.
No, don't forget that when he comes back, there are other people who are very, very linked to him. So it's not just that individual perhaps you are looking at, but his mother, possibly his wife, his children. They may all tilt towards the MPP.
If you come and you disrupt it, then we thank you. Don't come.
So you don't need Adoye back again in the MPP.
And you disrupt it. If you come and disrupt it, then we thank you. Don't come.
So you don't need him. Solomon Usu and co. You don't need them.
You listen to what I am telling you. If you would come and disrupt it, first of all, let me put it on record. They are not part of the amnesty.
Of course, they left,
yes, they
on
have
their
to
own.
Apply. So they should even pray that when they apply and the application is vetted, they will be accepted. Because on your acceptance, it will be based on your contribution that you are bringing on board. But if you make commentary like this and you disrespect the political party in this manner, why do you think you even deserve to even apply in the first place to such a political party? You don't do that to any organization that you've ever been part of. You don't do that. You don't leave an organization that you've been part of and disrespect it in the manner in which he is disrespecting the party. No, we thank you.
But didn't the exit of some members of the party really affect the MPP in the 2024 elections? Pardon me.
There are so many variables that may have affected us in the 2024 elections. So many variables.
Wasn't this one of the variables?
I don't think so. I don't think so. For example, there are over 2 million of our members we know who didn't turn out to vote. If those people had also turned out to vote, maybe your exit wouldn't have mattered. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, There is no way you can have a political party that you will not have exit and entrance. You would always have exits and entrance. Every organization has that. So you cannot brood and continue to cry over exits. What you should be concerned about is consolidating what you have and attracting more and new entrants. But those who, on their own, decide to leave, it is difficult for you to count them as part of your losses. You should rather be worried about those you were not able to attract. And that's where your focus should be on.
But of course, you're not part of the national leadership, but is the NPP thinking of possibly even talking to Alan Tremantin and the other people, in tow, and the other people who left on their own? Are you thinking of?
I think leadership will be able to speak to that. But in my personal view, I don't think that anybody in the caliber of Mr. Alan Tremantin, who has been with this party for like forever, decides to leave, requires somebody to talk to. I think he knows clearly what it is that he's doing. And so whenever he feels he will come back, I'm sure he wouldn't require anybody to talk to. He wouldn't need anybody to convince him to come or to leave, because I don't think anybody convinced him to leave. You understand? So personally, I don't think that somebody in the caliber of Mr. Alan Tremantin requires a talk to before he comes back. Whenever he feels he wants to come back, I'm sure he's quite experienced to know that, okay, I want to come back, I will apply and hopefully I'm accepted to come back. But I don't think he needs somebody to talk to.
It looks like the party doesn't care whether you are leaving or not. We don't care about you.
The party cares about its members, but the party cannot be worried about non-members. We are worried about its members and those we want to attract to come. Remember, somebody who is not a member of the party yet, that we are trying to attract to come. Okay? It's not the same as somebody who has been part of the party and left and is bad mouthing us. They are not the same. They are not the same. Like I said, no political party wants negative numbers. You only want positive numbers. So you are more worried about protecting what you have and attracting new ones. But for those who have intentionally, deliberately left and are even bad-mouthing you and praying that you fail, why would you be bothered about that? After all, you're not looking for 100%. Are you? You're not looking for 100% in an election. Because it is even disrespectful to those who are with you. When you are always worried about those who were with you and have left, and then you leave them, and so they don't matter. No, focus on what you have, protect it, and attract new people and give them reasons why they should come. But for those who are with you and for whatever reason they have decided to leave, they don't need to talk to. Whenever they are willing and ready, I'm sure they would be able to convince themselves to come.
All right, so we can do the Pokwase and Sawom conversation now. So that's what the finance minister is saying.
I don't know why the finance minister is talking plenty. When a government comes, the government inherits both liabilities and assets. The assets would include things that we've done. The liabilities will include things that we haven't been able to do, we have started and is ongoing. Yours is to come and finish what has been left and also do new things. Are you telling me that by 2028, every road the NDC government is trying to do, they would have finished? Or are you saying that when we came to office in 2016, there were no roads that were ongoing under the NDC that we came to do? So what is this thing about? I think it's infantile. This kind of politics, they are old school. You are finance minister, you are new government. There's a road that the government is doing. The government has started a road, done it to a certain level. It is ongoing. The contractor has raised a certificate, but the government who started the road is no more. It is your turn. Pay and let the contractor work. This thing about the money was made available. Yes, the money was made available and is not there, but it's been used for something else. For the same people. So what are you complaining about? In the budget, 2025 budget that they read, have they done everything in that budget? Are we not preparing to go and read the next budget in November? Why haven't they executed everything in that budget? The fact that you have made budgetary allocation in this budget 2025, it means that you can do everything in the budget.
Of course, no.
Exactly. So what is he talking about? You should just pay and let them do the work for the people and let the people have free movement and stop all the plenty talking.
All right, so this is still the verdict right on Starr 103.5 FM. My name is Isaac Hade. Of course, on the flip side, I have Dennis Miracles Aboagye, Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign. You can still join us with your thoughts, comments, contributions, and possibly a question for Miracles. He's still in the studio. In the next 5 minutes, we'll get to wrap up and then say good night to you. But if you still have the opportunity to be part of us, this is the opportunity. So you can call 055-288-0216. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm Gosi. I'm back from Osu.
Okay.
I wanted to ask Dennis from Nungwa, this stretch up to Osu. since 2020, were they able to complete it before the league power?
Okay.
From Nungwagie, only Nungwagie to Osu. Is there talking by heart?
Oh, no, I will not allow that. I will not. I'm sorry, but I have to end this call. No, I will not have you disrespect my guests. Okay, that I shan't take. Okay, you can also join us with your thoughts, contributions, questions. Yes, please. Let's go. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, what's your name and where are you calling me from, please?
The verdict.
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from what do you call it? Sakumono.
Name. I hope you are okay. The way you've forgotten of where you are calling me from, I hope you are okay. Boko dear.
I'm okay.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for the program. I was listening to Miracles, and I think sometimes you just have to tone down a little bit. I mean, talking about the minister talking too much, I think it's too harsh. I mean, I like listening to him, but sometimes when I hear him speak, because you just have to be humble and explain the things to the people to understand, but not going on to attack others. You may disagree with them, but I think sometimes he has to do that. We are all learning from him. So, thank you very much.
Thank you too. So Miracles, when people say that you love to attack, well, others also feel that it's just an opinion you are sharing. Have you heard things like this? Okay.
I'm sure everybody in this country knows that I am just factual. I stick to the issues.
Maybe it's about the posturing.
No, I mean,
and the expression.
Can you give me
and all
one
that?
single attack since we had this conversation?
Exactly. I'm finding it very difficult to.
So for me, I think that, usually in politics, especially when you're doing political communication, be rest assured that everything you are from the NDC side you are saying, it will not be palatable in the ears of the MPP.
Exactly.
And everything you are from MPP saying won't be palatable to the ears of the
vice versa.
So it is very much understood, but I have a principle.
Right.
Stick to the issues.
Right.
Stick to the facts.
Right.
I have stuck to the issues and stuck to the fact from day one. And I'm known for that. And I will not depart from that. It may not be nice in your ears. Because, for example, I don't know why a finance minister will come and sit on radio and say that the previous government has squandered money, which is a lie. How else should I put it?
Allocated for that particular project.
The fact that money is allocated to a project doesn't mean it will be expended. Is it the case? So you are talking too much, are you not?
Interesting.
Yeah, are you not?
You mean the finance minister is talking too much?
Yes, because all you have to do is to release money for the people to work. You don't have to come and talk plenty.
And possibly that's why someone will say you love to attack, because if you say he's talking too much.
Yeah, but he is, isn't he?
You are telling me.
See, that's what I'm saying. I stick to the fact. Is he not? If the people have been complaining for months, and instead of getting it done for them, it is always talking and trying to explain. Are you not talking too much? How else do you? What is the synonym for you're talking too much?
Good evening, please. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. I apologize. I'm very, very sorry. You can try again. Yes. Thank you so much for coming back. Yes. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, evening, Isaac.
Yes, sir. Please, your name and where you are calling me from.
My name is Rasasi, calling from Christian Village.
Ras, please go ahead.
Please ask your panelists there that the year 2020.
So he's called Miracles Aboagye. You know him. But I say your panelist, eh?
Mr. Aboagye, year 2024, your MPP government let us know that year of food, when you go, even let me just give you Rolling Spark, just go there and see it. Was there fine? 2024, a year of food. How many roads construct in Accra? And you people are supposed to do all those things. When you do it, nobody will vote you out. You did do what the hopeless want, what the hawkers want. You are there chopping money, nyafu. Today you have power. Let us who is in the job to do it. Them out. Relax. If they didn't, NDC, we don't support any party. We want to be Ghana. We want Ghana must be transformed. Our road network must be accurate. We are not seeing any.
Okay.
Like a mad road in the. I don't know how to describe it. We are suffering in under teachers. Don't go to university.
Starr 103.5 FM.
Having a big act, and we are suffering.
Ras, Thank you. I think your line is not that, the reception is that bad, but I think you've made your points very clear. I'm grateful you joined us. But I think I'll ask my very last question. So it has to do with, let me drift a bit. I mean, it has to do with Asifua and then the, jet conversation and all that. He's come back to respond. He was really lashed on social media by Standogbe. And of course, he came back to respond. And people think that he goofed and that he should just apologize. What's your take on all of that, happening?
Well, I'm sure if Standogbe sits back and reads or reread what he wrote, he probably would not write that. You see, the NDC need to transition from opposition to government. It's becoming quite evident that they still think they are in opposition. Bro, when you are sworn into government, your responsibilities are completely different. You have a job to be accountable to the people, no matter how unpalatable it will be in your ears. You, Standogbe, and your friends in government, whilst you were in opposition, told the whole country and lied to the country that the Kufuor was renting private jets and bathing in it, which was an absolute lie, and went on to, on daily basis, be sharing an itinerary of a Kufuor traveling and showing where he has landed and where he's moving to and everything. That's what you did whilst you're in opposition. Now, you went on to tell us that you don't know why a Kufuor doesn't use the private jet, which was in serene condition, and that it was one of the best, aircraft you can find in West Africa, according to the Deputy Defense Minister. So if the president is traveling, and we find that the president is not traveling with the presidential jets, and we don't know which airline the president traveled on, and we ask you that we have gotten wind that the president has traveled with a private jet, because the last time the vice president traveled out of this country, Nana Jane, she traveled with a private jet, and that the foreign affairs minister, who probably is part of the delegation, told us that if his government should ever travel on a private jet, he's going to resign. All you need to do is to come and tell us that, oh, dear country, no, that's not the case. He didn't travel on a private jet. He traveled on Emirates flight, so and so at this time, and he left. And that was a commercial flight. Remember, if indeed it's a commercial flight, it means that there could be over 200 more people on that flight with him. So it's no longer a secret. So all you needed to do was to come and put that out. The last time you guys did it to us while you're in opposition, Eugene Ahin released a long statement and explained the entire itinerary of the president and showed you how the president traveled. What is this thing about coming to insult the MP? And you are in government, though. Whether you insult or not, we will come and ask you again tomorrow.
But do you admit that Asifua goofed?
How did he goof? How did he goof? He said that he believed that the president didn't travel on commercial, and that if you are unable to provide details of how the president traveled, looking at all the aviation information available on the day the president traveled, it is likely the president traveled on this flight, because the movement of this flight, which is headed towards Japan, shows that the president might be on that flight. How is it? In fact, he didn't even mention the president's name. He didn't even mention the president's name. But
we know it was about
exactly.
him.
So
obviously.
all you have to come and say, oh, honorable minister, that is not the case. Honorable member of parliament, that's not the case. The president actually didn't travel on this flight, and that he traveled on Emirates flight, so and so and so. You didn't have to insult him. Do you think it is right for the chief of staff, the deputy chief of staff of the Republic of Ghana, to write and speak in the manner in which Standogbe spoke? How long are you going to do that? Because we are not going to stop talking. So how long can you continue to come and insult?
Oh, so he should expect more.
But of course, but anytime the president travel, you should let us know how much we are spending on the president travel. Or you don't think the people deserve to know that? The people don't deserve to know that. You should tell us. Anytime. Because you set the standard. And then you should come and explain to us why the country has spent money on a presidential jet, and yet you are not traveling on a presidential jet, and you are risking the life of the president in transiting for hours and sitting in trains and what have you. You should come and tell us that. You don't think the people deserve that? Why does Stan think that they are special and they can be treated specially from how they treated the Kufuor? Why? Is it not strange to you? Do you disagree with the member of parliament, Vincent, for trying to seek information as to how our president left the country? Do you disagree with him? So, when you set the standard for us, and I always keep saying that I, for the entire length that the NDC is going to be in power, I am never going to ask the NDC to do anything outside what it is that they promise us. Okay. Never. I won't do it. I will not. I'm not the one to come and tell the NDC what they should do. But I'm simply going to put them to their own measure. You said that you never travel with a private jet. You can't travel with a private jet.
The verdict.
If you want to travel with a private jet, come and apologize to us. And let us know that you were just doing unnecessary politics at the time you were making noise about the private jet situation. You said that the presidential jet was in pristine condition. Come and tell us why all of a sudden in 6 months it's no longer in pristine condition. What did you do to it? Because we left office barely 8 months ago, and you had custody of it. Why? Why is it no longer in pristine condition? Your own measure. We are not asking you to do anything special. If I come and tell you that cocoa farmers give them 6,000, I'm not telling you what to do. I am simply telling you that the finance minister said it, even at his vetting, as recent as March, that cocoa farmers deserve 6,000. That the agric minister said that if they don't give them 6,000, then what are they talking about? So I am not going to put the NDC on any measure. But the NDC cannot think that they are going to be treated any different or special from what they deserve to be treated. That will not happen.
Many thanks to you, Dennis Miracles Aboagye, the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign. I'm glad you came through, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And so this has been that show you have been looking forward to, The Verdict, right here on Starr 103.5 FM. My name is Isaac Ade. And I want to say many thank yous, to my producers, IB, Joey, Emmanuel Donko, and of course to my executive producer, Feeling Daddy, Mr. Enoch Asari. Let's meet again tomorrow morning on Morning Star, and then possibly next week, with a great edition again of the show, The Verdict. Have a good night.